So hey David.
G'day Ed, g'day sonicstate.
We are here at Namm.
We're here at Namm in the United States of America.
It's Thursday.
We are Australian. We are from Melbourne. We are Melbourne Instruments.
And we're going to look at RotoControl, right?
Today we are launching RotoControl, a motorized MIDI controller. So,
tell me about it, yeah.
So we've brought our motorized technology to a MIDI controller, 8 motorized knobs that are touch sensitive. Also with the high LCD displays as well, and the buttons as well that are all customizable. We have 3 main modes. So first is MIDI mode, which kind of works in a traditional MIDI controller way, but it's for ubiquitous for, say, software and hardware. Anything that is MIDI compatible, we can control. Just go around the back, so I'm going backwards and forwards here. So we've got 5-pin MIDI in, out and through, and powered by USB-C, which comes in the box, and also a USB cable and a flocked carry bag as well, which has just gone missing, which is here somewhere. Anyway, back to the unit. So MIDI mode, have up to 64 setups, so we can control anything that is MIDI compatible. Learn function is 1 step. We hit learn, touch the knob that we want to learn, and you can see we've got channel, CC, minimax values, and also the color of the actual display as well. And the MIDI learn is so easy that if we come over here to the syntax, if I go to, say, channel 5 and we look at, say, the cutoff frequency here, all I have to do is touch this knob and the RotoControl will learn the channel and the CC. Like magic, there we go, channel 5, 74, it's already mapped. And now, you can see that's mapped. So the default display will show the channel and the CC number, but in our RotoControl app, which I'll show you in a moment, we can customize the display, the label, and the color as well. So,
and obviously the knob snapped to the position, right? As you made it learn, yeah, of course.
Absolutely. So that's our learn, and the learn is the same way with an actual button as well. So I can learn a button. Say here we've got the filter. Sorry, that was resonance. We want the filter type, and now we've learned it. So now I'm turning it on and off. But wait, Ed, there's more, because with the control, with the actual app itself, I can change the label here. So label, and you'll see it's reflected immediately. Change the color. And we'll change, and we've also got options to change. Well, I could assign a MIDI CC here or on the unit as well. But we can turn, if you feel the knob, it's nice and smooth, but we can add haptics to it by adding steps. So this is hard to see or feel on camera, but now I've added 5 steps, and if you touch the knob now, it has those steps in there, which is, oh, no, sorry, wrong one. Add the steps here.
And how many?
And now you can see that it's, I'm not sure if that comes across, but that's now has a haptic feel. Why don't you touch it? Just
yeah, I felt it before on the Delia, and yeah, it's kind of really, the feedback from the actual knob is amazing, really.
So here's some things I've already assigned. So I've got some assignments to the Syntact, the JU06A, and also a modular synth as well.
So how are you assigning that? Is that all done through the app, or can that be done on the unit itself?
That's all done on the unit, as I just showed you, right?
Yeah.
And I've relabeled it via the RotoControl app. And on the Roto Setup app, sorry, I should say, we can also import and export setups as well. So if you want to share with friends things that you've actually learned on your studio, certain gear, you can share as well. So you can also change the colors and the label. So you can see here is a switch. And if we go to channel 11 here, you'll see it's changing the filter type. And then I've got control over the cutoff and resonance on that particular channel. Here I've got the JU frequency and decay, as well as turning on the pulse width, PWM, because Nick Bat is associated with this channel. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
Right, so is that the ongoing rate? Then we've got some things I'm controlling, the MIDI to CV converter here, and you can see that I've got a switch here as well. But wait, there's more. We haven't even finished. We haven't even finished MIDI mode yet. So, in order to bring motorization to, say, external synths and hardware that don't have motorization because you don't have the Nina or the Delia, we've added a motion recorder. So the motion recorder is a MIDI phrase recorder. We have internal or external MIDI sync. You can set your step length to 16, 32, 48 and 64. And quite simply, we've got play modes, forward, backwards, random and ping pong. Quite simply, you hit record, this transport key will flash and I can start recording. As soon as it gets to the end of the phrase, it'll start to play back. Let's do some more.
Amazing.
Now, we can also erase that. Again, touch sensitive, I just simply touch it and it'll erase the recorded data there. And we have 64 setups, so you can actually motion control 8 CCs, 8 parameters here. So it's actually quite a fun way to be creative with your external gear, and this will work with DAWs, hardware. As you can see, I'm controlling hardware, and it's also standalone. So all of this at the moment we're using without a computer. The only reason we need a computer here is if we wanted to customize the labels. But we still have the option, back with the labels, to change the colors here locally as well, as you can see.
So I noticed earlier you've got you've got it kind of running with Ableton, right?
Right.
Is that it's?
I'm glad you asked it, because now we're only a third of the way through the show. We have 2 other modes, which are dedicated Ableton Live modes, which is mix and plugin. So if we go back to Ableton Live here, and I hit mix, so mix is controlling the Ableton Live audio setup. So all the tracks here, all the displays here are reflecting the tracks on Ableton Live. There's no script to run or anything like that. It's going to grab it automatically. So we can show up to 64 audio tracks. So if I just scroll to the next page here, if I start adding channels here on, and I'll just do this randomly, they're all reflected here. And that includes changing labels and colors as well. So if I was to change this, rename this body bass to huge, you'll see that that's been reflected straight away there. And that's also the colors, also reflective of.
So really good kind of feedback of what's going on the computer, right?
So the defaults for the knobs and buttons here is volume. Oh, no, sorry. Defaults are volume and track on and off or mute. Okay. And as we scroll across pages, they will snap to the value. We can change the default for the buttons and the knobs to either pan, the sends, and the buttons to track activation, solo, and record arm. We also have transport controls for Ableton. We can access the return tracks by clicking both arrow buttons on the Roto. So now we have the sends. We also have a track focus as well. So hitting function, I get to channel flip. So this track called Lead 303, I now have control over the volume, the pan, and both sends. Now the communication is both ways. If I select a track on Ableton an immediate select on Roto, and vice versa as well. So these are touch sensitive. So as I touch the knobs, I'm selecting the active track. So you don't need to save anything on the RotoControl. This will immediately take all the labels from the active Ableton Live set.
So obviously you're kind of there, it seems like you're pretty there with Ableton. Is there kind of control for other DAWs coming in the future?
Yes, of course. So we haven't finished yet. So now we have plugin mode. So plugin mode is a way of obviously controlling plugins. Yes, both Ableton Live native plugins and third-party plugins. And the learn is a little bit different to what most people are used to. In Ableton, normally you have to hit, MIDI learn. We don't need to do that. Now I need to find a plugin that we haven't learned yet. So let's go to, I'm just going to erase some things here. I'm going to go, don't show that because I'm about to show you how easy learn is. So here I've selected DC Kick, and we've got DC Kick plugin here. All I need to do is put the RotoControl into learn. So you can see we've got the actual, let's rename this track, sorry. Let's go, let's call that Wonderful. Hang on one sec. Here we go. So we're on the track Wonderful, and the plugin is DC Kick. To learn, I hit learn, I tap the knob I want to learn to, I go to Ableton, and all I have to do is move the parameter, and you'll see that the RotoControl has not only learnt the parameter, but also grabbed the parameter name as well. And now I have control. What's important is that all your learnt parameters on RotoControl are saved in the machine forever. So you can take the RotoControl to any other Ableton set, any other computer, and you've got those parameters already mapped. And with the Roto Setup app, you can also share learnt parameters as well. And the same goes for third-party plugins. So here I've got the Acid V by Arturia, and you can see I've already learned a whole lot of parameters here. So one of the common questions is, so what happens if I use the same plugin on different tracks? Very simple. The RotoControl will remember the parameters per plugin instance that you use. So here I've got 2 tracks, lead 303, alt 303, using the same plugin. And if you look at RotoControl, if I change tracks, you'll see that the parameters snap straight away. Other features of plugin mode on the RotoControl, we've got track select, so we've got the actual plugin select. So on the actual plugin chain, I can select the plugin on RotoControl. So you can see we've got 2 plugins here, and I just simply hold select, choose the plugin. Let's go to one that has a long string, like here's the 707 core kit, and you can see all the plugins that are available on this track. Not only that, I can also activate, I can turn the plugins on and off as well, and I can also choose a track in Ableton as well in plugin mode. But I can easily go between plugin mode and mix mode as well. They kind of work side by side really well.
Yeah, so it feels like a really kind of deep ecosystem that you could customize to exactly how you need it.
Look, this works well with other controllers. It's not trying to be everything. It's trying to be a real complementary tool to not only, say, Ableton, but all your software and hardware as well. It's supposed to be a handy tool. But wait, there's more, right? We also have a lock, a focus function here. So when we enter, when we press this little plus key here on plugin mode, what we're doing is we're focused on this plugin, so I can jam my 303 as I must do all the time. but I can navigate in Ableton and do other stuff as well. So I'm kind of locked to this plugin to jam.
Right, okay,
So
yeah.
that kind of helps with performance in and out of the studio as well. Plugin mode also features the Ableton transport control as well.
Cool, so is it available now, RotoControl?
It is shipping right now.
And what's the retail price?
Retail price is $419 ex-tax USD.
Brilliant. And you also said that you had a little sneak preview that we could have a look at,
We also
right?
have another sneak preview of another product. So we also have coming up in about a month's time, we also have a significant upgrade to Nina, a multi-track polyphonic parameter locking sequencer. It's a mouthful. So what we have is, you'll see the new function controls. 4 tracks, up to 64 steps per track. 3-note polyphony per track, so you can actually enter chords in the keyboard mode or via an external keyboard. We also have parameter locks on the front panel per step, and also live recording as well. I can just show you very quickly as I parameter lock, as I move these knobs, and we hit animate, you'll see that all the knobs will actually move in animate mode. Let's do some bit more, hang on a sec, that's not enough.
Amazing.
And not only that, we also, the morph button is also, the morph knob is also parameter lockable as well. So effectively you could have 2 timbres per track.
Amazing.
And if you're clever with actual parameter locking, you can get way more sounds and timbres just out of 1 track alone. But we've got 4 tracks there. We've also got track mute as well. We've also got probability per step as well, velocity, gate length, playback modes, forwards, backwards, random, ping pong. We also have a note pass-through. So if you're playing with the new sequencer, the step sequencer, you can also perform that sound on the top as well. What else do we have? We have, we also, so polymetric, so we have different step lengths per track as well. And I didn't mention that there is up to 3 notes polyphony per step as well. It's pretty insane. It makes Nina now almost like a standalone synth as well. So we recognize that the step sequencer on there was functional, but now it's completely grown up.